Hello, Leo, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a reading for mid-December 2022, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. As you can see, the way that I do my readings is I go ahead and pull the oracle cards and I clarify those so we can jump in a little bit quicker. I do have a tarot deck we'll go through and then a clarifying deck as well. Well, the clarifying deck will actually be in the extended. There will be an extended at the end of this reading. The reason I like to do extendeds is because the collective in those readings is going to be a little bit smaller, so we can get a little bit more specific in those readings. It might seem a little silly that I'm doing extended readings considering I just started my channel last week. However, I used to have a channel in the past, so this is me kind of rebuilding. So I think that's all the information. If you have any information on if you want any information on a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. All right. In your recent past, you have adjustments are required with the King of Pentacles. There's been a big focus on your material world as opposed to maybe your mental, emotional, and spiritual world. And I feel like that was the adjustment that needed to be made, was focusing a little bit more on what's going on up here. Because remember, it's as above, so below. It's not the other way around. So in order for us to create the life that we're wanting, we have to create it up here first. And that involves getting very real with ourselves and healing emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. In your current energy, you have a win-win outcome is forecast with you showing up as the King of Wands. It's almost like I read this as like whatever you're investing in right now, because whether or not you're male or female, that doesn't matter. You can be a female and show up as the King of Wands. This is more for me talking about whatever you're pursuing right now, there's a win-win outcome forecast. So whatever it is that you're putting your energy toward, that is essentially working out for you, or at least you're in an energy of luck almost, but we'll see what Tarot has to say. In your immediate future, you have take time to breathe out with the Knight of Pentacles. So this is an energy of things kind of slowing down a little bit. So you might be in an energy right now of things picking up and, things coming to fruition and kind of wishes coming true for you. And then in your immediate future, that might slow down a little bit. And that might be where this adjustment really needs to be made. But let's see. Let's dive in here. This is going to be for Leo's recent past. Clarifying adjustments are required with the King of Pentacles. Get a couple messages here. So it's almost like the way that I read your recent past is it's like blockage stemming from something, the way that blockage is currently affecting you, and how that's going to impact you in the immediate future. In your recent past, you experienced a tower moment here. So, and when I say recent past, I feel like, that can mean anything from a couple of weeks to a couple of years. So take it as it resonates. Make sure you're thinking bigger picture, because with the tower here, I feel like this was something that was pretty intense for you. Because with the Seven of Swords in reverse, it was something that it was very unexpected. It was like the outcome that ended up happening was very unexpected. And I feel like that made you start to control your circumstances a lot. Because with the World card in reverse here, there's some sort of a cycle that needed to be completed, or that it is currently in the process of being completed. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll get information on that as the reading goes on, I'm sure. But there's that Knight of Pentacles. That same Knight of Pentacles is right here. So this is about, I feel like I can already tell it's about having patience even when things aren't coming to fruition. Having patience and faith even when things aren't necessarily happening in the moment. Because with this material, this King of Pentacles in reverse, that can be, it's like, I can read this as a couple of ways. It can be getting too caught up in materialism. So, getting a little greedy with wanting a lot of money or success or fame or whatever the case is, or just in general, your focus being too much on your material world. It's not up for me to determine which one this is really talking about, because this is a general reading, but I do see that there was something fell apart in your past, and that seriously affected the way that you viewed your material world, your circumstances. I feel like it lost you a lot of faith here, but let's get more information. It's almost like rebuilding faith. There is a loss here with the Five of Pentacles. Oh, okay. There's that World card again, and then that Seven of Swords. So yeah, this loss, it really came out of nowhere. But with the Four of Cups in reverse, you didn't do what you don't realize, I feel like, and maybe what you're currently realizing in your current energy, we'll see when we get there, is that this loss, it was necessary. Because with this Four of Cups in reverse, your focus was on the wrong thing. It was like your intentions, not that they were bad necessarily, but they weren't in alignment with you. And this is almost like getting you into alignment here. Like whatever fell away was to open the door for something new. And even if it was the same thing, it could have been like the loss of something and then that something came back, but you and that thing were equally aligned at the time. I'm not quite sure exactly. It's the Seven of Pentacles, so it feels like it's something that you're investing in materially, so something career-based. It doesn't have to be, obviously. You can invest in something materially and emotional in an emotional sense as well. Let's get one more. So your focus was on, it's not the right thing here. And I feel like ultimately it came down to your focus being on your material world too much as opposed to what you wanted to feel. It was like maybe you got focused too much on what you wanted to have. And a lot of times what we're looking for and the things we want to have is the feelings that we ultimately want. So if we're looking for a specific relationship, we're looking for the feelings of being in the perfect relationship, feeling loved, feeling appreciated, feeling emotionally stable. If we're looking for a specific career or a specific amount of money, it's because we're looking for financial stability. We're looking for a certain level of success. We're looking for a sense of pride and purpose, and the more that we start to kind of get into manifesting, the more you realize that manifesting how you want to feel as opposed to the specific thing that you want is the quicker way to get there. Because when you try to manifest the specific thing, you actually get in your own way because the universe might be trying to give it to you in a different way, but you're fighting so hard for what you think you want, even though the other thing is what you want, because it's actually going to provide you with what you're trying to feel. Hope you followed me there. And so I feel like that was a big lesson either you're currently learning or had to learn in your recent past. Or I feel like you're currently learning it because with the King of Wands, this has to do with something you're pursuing. There's that, the same world card in reverse, right? We've now seen that card pop out in every single message. This is a big cycle for you. And it could be a cycle of like gain and loss. Like you constantly feel like you get back on your feet and then something, falls apart. This tower moment just seems to be like so reoccurring. I almost feel like the tower moment is the cycle. It's like you build and then things fall down. You build and you fall down. And it's because I feel like you weren't building on the right foundation here. You have the Ten of Wands. This cycle is a burden for you. It's a big, big burden for you. And I feel like it's been a burden for a while. And it ultimately comes down to you not believing in what you deserve. But let's get more energy. This is for Leo's current energy. Clarifying a win-win outcome is forecast with the King of Wands. This is a win-win outcome is forecast with the King of Wands. Because, yeah, that's you. You're feeling, I feel like, pretty good right now. See, there it is. Six of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune. You are in the energy, and there's the King of Pentacles upright. He's in reverse in the past, and in your current energy, he's upright, which means, and there's the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is something you're working on. Something, I feel like it's career related. It doesn't have to be, this is a general reading, but this Wheel of Fortune here is the wheel currently turning in your favor. Checking to make sure that's on. Because the Six of Pentacles for me is reciprocation. It's getting back what you're putting into it. And even if this isn't currently happening, even if you're not yet receiving the abundance you're hoping for or you're manifesting, the wheel's turning in your favor when it comes to that. And it's because of your mindset that's changed. This isn't just like it could be a spree of luck, sure, but I feel like the continuation of it depends on your mindset. And I feel like maybe that's where the adjustments are required. And that's why you have to take time to breathe out. Because I feel like it's like when things are going really well, you have a lot of confidence and you feel really good and you have a lot of faith in the universe and you're really grateful. But when things don't seem to be going as well, meaning when they're not necessarily working out exactly like you think they should, you maybe get into more of an energy of a victim mentality. Now that's superhuman, so don't be hard on yourself for it. But when we talk about manifesting, our emotions being the power behind our manifestations, if we are putting out emotions toward lack and frustration, well, that's going to eventually start to manifest. So that's why you build up, and then it seems to kind of fall back down, because it's like you have, when things are going good, you build because your mindset is in alignment with good things and abundance and gratitude. And so you build. And then when something seems to go wrong, it flips that mindset for you, and you get stuck in a mindset of lack and frustration and loss and lack of gratitude. And then that mindset starts to manifest, and then things start to crumble. And so I feel like this has been like a build and a fall, and a build and a fall. And I feel like you've been dealing with it for potentially a lifetime, Leo. And I feel like that's why the universe is currently giving you an opportunity to break this cycle. Current energy for Leo. I like this. I like this reading. And I am a Leo, so I can certainly understand. It's hard, sometimes not to bring your own personal circumstances into a reading, and I can definitely see where that aligns with my life as well. All right, you have the Ace of Cups with the King of Pentacles. There he is upright. We've seen all these cards. It's like the same message, but it's like the Ace of Cups to me is like the start of emotional fulfillment. It's like an opportunity for that. And oftentimes people think that comes from a circumstance. But this is your opportunity up here. This is you, because there's that Eight of Pentacles. It's something you're working on. But you don't realize this something you're working on can also provide you emotional fulfillment. Emotional fulfillment doesn't just come from love, doesn't come from circumstances. It can provide you with a sense of purpose, a sense of, feeling excited about your day because it's maybe a new career, or I don't know, a newness to it, right? With this King of Pentacles, this is you being very stable right now. This is you, because so we do have to still put energy into our material world, but this is you doing it without this level of, it's like a level of materialism or greed, but I don't like the word greed because that seems slimy. It's not necessarily greed. It's like, oftentimes when people learn about the concept of the law of attraction and manifesting, their first instinct is, I want $1 million. And I hear that all the time, like, oh, if you're so good at manifesting, why aren't you a millionaire? It's like, well, because that's not really what I'm trying to do. Because being a millionaire isn't going to make me feel any more financially stable than being financially stable on a day-to-day basis without having $1 million in the bank. Like, it doesn't have to be in such big quantities. I, focus on what it is I want to feel. Now, I say that because when people focus on wanting $1 million, let's say, just using this example, when someone says, I really want to manifest $1 million, the reason that people want to manifest $1 million is usually because they think that level of financial abundance, that's not even financial abundance, that they think that level of wealth is going to provide them with a security of financial security. Now, financial security can come in many different forms. It can come in having faith that this universe is going to provide you with everything you want and need. And knowing that within itself means you don't need $1 million because you have everything you want and need on a day-to-day basis anyway. So why would you need $1 million? Because you already have what you want. And so I say this to say, when people get into manifesting and they focus so much on that material goal, they forget about the ultimate goal. $1 million really comes down to financial security. And so focusing on that level of it, it doesn't have to be the biggest thing in the world to feel good. And I feel like that's what you're learning right now, is that emotional fulfillment, it happens in the moment. It doesn't happen based on your material circumstances. Because here's the thing, if you don't have faith that the universe is going to provide you with everything you want and need, and you do wake up tomorrow with $1 million, what's going to happen then is you're going to bring in your mindset. This is that build and fall that I was talking about. You're going to bring in that same fear of not having everything you want and need, and you're going to, in some way, shape, or form, manifest that money away. It comes down to mindset. It comes down to emotion. It comes down to staying in alignment with financial abundance, staying in alignment with success on an emotional, mental, and spiritual level. Not wanting something so bad because you think it's going to make you feel a certain way, because it won't. You will still have the same fears. Maybe it'll give you an emotional high and it'll feel really good and it'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm a millionaire. But I don't know why I'm using this example. It's just the easiest one. like, oh my gosh, I'm a millionaire. It's like, that's really cool. But then what happens when that $1,000,000 runs out? You're going to go right back into that mindset of fear. Or the fear is going to manifest it away in some way, shape, or form. So I just feel like this is a big energy for you of focusing on the emotional energy, or a big lesson for you, sorry, to focus on the emotional energy you're putting into your life right now. Because you do have the Ace of Cups, but this is about a material thing. This is about your pinnacles in some way, shape, or form. Current energy. Okay, yeah. 8 of Swords in reverse, Star, the Emperor in reverse, and the 4 of Wands in reverse. This is literally what I was just talking about. This 4 of Wands in reverse is mental instability. This means you're stable up here, so your material circumstances are going to be stable. And so this 8 of Swords in reverse, this is my favorite card in tarot. This is releasing yourself from limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs meaning I am not provided with everything I want and need. I am not capable of the level of success that I want. And what does success look like to you? Is it being famous? Is it having 1,000,000 followers on Instagram? Is it whatever it is? Are you looking for something material because you think it's going to make you feel a certain way? Or are you just wanting to feel successful? Are you wanting to feel a sense of pride for your work? Are you wanting to feel appreciated? Are you wanting to feel intelligent? What do you want to feel? That's what I want you guys to focus on, because with the Emperor in reverse, this is you healing your tendency to control. So what I'm talking about is, this is another example, kind of veering away from the $1,000,000, is say there's this one person. This is a big thing in tarot readings on YouTube, that a lot of people seem to think their person's coming back or whatever. If you're focused on this one person coming back for so long, and all along the universe has this other person over here that is going to provide you exactly what you want this person to make you feel. This person is going, person number 2 is going to give you everything that you're looking for in the person you're chasing, and the universe is trying to say, hey, this person is here, or I want to introduce you to this person, or you need to run into this person in a serendipitous way. But you're so focused on chasing person 1, you are completely missing out on what it is you're trying to manifest anyway. And that is our control. When we think that things need to be a certain way, we put all of our energy into that. And the universe is over here saying, hey, what you want is over here. And you're completely shut off to that. Your blinders are on because you're so focused on what it is that you think you want. And so this is you currently healing that. This is you healing the need to, it's like, it's healing the need to control, ultimately. And it's like learning to pursue with faith. Because I'm not saying, because this is about what you're pursuing, right? So I'm not saying you're pursuing the wrong things. But those examples I gave are examples of control. They're examples of being so focused on the material world, as opposed to being open to opportunities that might come elsewhere, that might be even better than what you think this other, like one of my favorite sayings, quotes, I don't even know who said it, I just saw it on Instagram once, but it was like, just because it could have been different doesn't mean it would have been better. So we regret, or we crave that, relationships or jobs or careers or our success or whatever the case is could have been different, because we think that it would have been better. But the thing is, everything is always happening for you. So just because things didn't turn out the way that you thought they would, or the way you hoped they would, doesn't mean they're not working out best case scenario for you. It just means they didn't work out what you thought was best case scenario. And so I say all of this to say, when things aren't looking the way you think they should look, when things aren't playing out exactly the way you think they need to, the biggest lesson you are learning right now is keeping your faith in the fact that everything is happening for you at each and every moment, even if it's so hard to understand how in the world that's the case. Okay. Wow, that was a little rant I just went on. Immediate future for Leo. I hope it was needed. There's the Queen of Pentacles. This is so good, because now you have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, and you have the Well. This deck has 2 different major arcanas, and the Well is one of them. This is a card of allowing. This is a card of this. I mean, this is everything I've been talking about. This is a card of allowing. And with the Moon card in reverse right underneath that, that is releasing yourself from fear and allowing things to take place while remaining this Queen of Wands, remaining stable, remaining confident and calm and collected and in faith, you know? And when I talk about faith, it doesn't mean you have to have faith in something specific. It's not saying there's a God or, you know, if it's the universe for you, or even honestly, we are the universe in motion, right? It comes down to you. Have faith in you. Believe that you are doing, if your intentions are in alignment, if you're saying, I am trying to do the best thing for myself and everybody else on this planet, then what you are saying is, universe, these are my intentions, and the universe rewards that. The universe rewards aligned intentions. One of my favorite something that I really, a video that I made a while ago on TikTok was talking about how we stress so much about worrying that we're doing the right thing. And I've learned that there is no such thing as doing the right thing. There is, however, such a thing as aligned intentions. If your intentions are aligned, your actions don't really matter as much, because your actions, the universe is going to get you there. You are going to, what is meant for you will not pass you. And if you have the intention of getting there, you will get there. Sometimes you might have $0 in your bank account. Sometimes you might feel like your significant other is always just around the corner. But the thing is, those times when you do feel that things are like that, those right there are the moments that you need to say, this is happening for a reason. I am going to get there. And in that moment, you are sending out that's when your emotion is supposed to be focused in gratitude. And you know, it's not toxic positivity if you're able to say, this situation sucks. I wish it were different, but it's not. And just because it's not different now doesn't mean it will never be different. So that's ultimately where I feel you're learning the most. Goodness, I'm talking a lot in this reading. We still have an extended. I'm excited for the extended too, because we can really dive into the details of like, just, I feel like what this situation really is. There's the Ten of Swords in reverse. This is healing. Leo, this is healing. You have the High Priestess, you have the Two of Wands, you have the Fool in reverse, and then you have the Ten of Swords in reverse. It's like, it's almost like maybe, like in your recent past, maybe you were someone who focused on, and this is just an example, this is just a certain energy. You were someone who manifested a lot of, you know, we're actively trying to manifest your dream life. And maybe this tower moment was what you had created falling apart, and you felt this betrayal, and you were like, I thought that I was there. I thought I had made it there. Well, what you needed to realize was that thing falling apart was so that it can fall back together with you being in the right mindset. The universe will always give you what you want. Everything that you ask for is absolutely possible, but it will turn you into someone who can sustain it first. And that means you have to go through some hard times, which I feel like you've definitely had to do, in order to get to a place where you are able to, in a mental and emotional way, respond to your circumstances, regardless of what they look like, with faith. And that's where you're at right now. You're learning to listen to yourself. This is about your path. This too, and that's when the universe gets real serious, right? If we're manifesting something that's in alignment with our past, our path, the universe will make sure that you're ready for it. So if you don't feel like it's happening for you yet, good, because that means you're getting there. All right, let's get one more. One more for Leo's immediate future. There's that Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands in reverse with Seven of Wands. So here's the thing, because you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse in your immediate future. I'm not going to lie to you, Leo. I think it's still going to take some time. That's why I have Take Time to Breathe Out the Knight of Pentacles. I think it's still going to take some time for things to grow into what you want them to be. But, however, I feel like this is you, because the Seven of Wands, this is you standing your ground. This is you standing tall in your truth. Your truth being, I deserve good things, and the universe will provide me with everything I want and need. I feel like I really want everyone watching this video, if you've made it this far, I want you to take a second. I want you to look me in the eyes, and I want you to affirm this universe will give me everything I want and need in divine time. And I want you to say that to yourself 10 times over every single day for the next month. And I want you to watch how your mindset changes. This universe will provide me with everything I want and need in divine time. And I feel like you just in affirming that to yourself, because again, it's a mindset thing, right? in your belief system, it stems from your thoughts. The more you think something, the more it becomes a belief. And that's why oftentimes affirming something feels a little bit like lying to yourself, because your belief system might be in alignment with, I'm always in lack. I always lack everything I want and need. And so we're trying to shift that to everything I want and need is always provided to me in divine time. All right. Thank you so much, Leo, for watching this video. We will hop on over to the extended. We're going to get some details on this reading and kind of see if there's any more advice. I will pull some advice from the universe on how to best handle this situation. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm excited to be back. This is my second week of doing tarot again, and so hitting the ground running, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you next week.